All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Village of Royal Palm Beach Special Magistrate hearing for Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. As I like to say, if you have a code enforcement issue, you're in the right place. My name's Doug McGibbon. I'm the Special Magistrate. First thing I'm going to do is swear everyone in. We'll probably do this a couple of times as strays come in the room. So everyone who's going to talk, please raise your right hand. Say, I do when we're done. Does everyone swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Good. You all got your left from your rights down, so this is good. All right, most of our hearings this evening are either going to be fine assessment hearings or violation hearings. When you hear your name called, please go up to that other podium, tell us your name and your address. The village will go first. Hopefully everyone's checked in. Everyone checked in. The village will go first. They'll show you some documents they'll want you to look at, probably some pictures as well. They will present their case, you get to question them, and then you get to present your rebuttal, if any, and then I get to make a decision. That switches when we get to the fine mitigation hearings. Those properties have been through a violation hearing and a fine assessment hearing. They are asking for relief, so they are the ones who are going to go first in that instance, and then the village will respond. I think I've hit all the major highlights, so please take it away, Village of Royal Palm.
Thank you, sir. Amity Barnard, Assistant Village Attorney. We're starting on the agenda on page 2 tonight. This is a fine assessment hearing a little bit below halfway, 22-0628, 1222 Stardust Way, Fausto J. Figueroa.
Margaret Hancock, Code Enforcement Inspector for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. Tell us your name, sir. ¿Qué es tu nombre?
Fausto Padilla.
Okay. Fausto Figueroa. So I got that part. Thank God for high school Spanish. All right, we have service via USPS track and confirm. And you show them some documents? Or?
I have them. Sir, do you speak English at all?
No.
Okay. I'm not sure that I'm going to get that. Is your Spanish good enough?
I don't know that it's that good. Anyone in the audience? Thank you. Can you give him a hand? Sure.
Could you just tell him that I handed him, he only needs to look at the first set of paperwork right now. He has 2 cases, Special Magistrate, on this agenda.
All right.
Those are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Does he have any objection to the documents?
Sí, no, lo único que no sé es porque de las multas, qué es lo que no sé porque qué es lo.
No, Your Honor, I don't understand as far as the fines are. I'm not understanding at all. Like, what am I in violation of? I'm not quite understanding.
All right, I think we need to flip pictures. Could you get to the next one? Make it easier for me. One more stop. All right, is the picture with the car on the grass part of his?
That displays miscellaneous items up by the fence.
Oh, okay. So we're not talking about the car. We're on that's the next door property.
This picture shows that the driveway is stained.
Okay.
And this one shows the RV is parked on the back lawn. And the open trailer is not screened from view, and that is also on the back lawn. And originally they were also parking up in the grass area on the front lawn, but they're not doing that now.
Okay, give him a minute. All right.
So I just pretty much translate.
Yeah, that's good.
He has to say
if he's looking at this picture, right, tell him he can have the trailers on the side of the house, but not in the backyard.
And the open.
And stop. And if he needs to park his trailer with his ATV, he needs to screen it. Screen the fence.
sea, que no sea una malla visible, tiene que ser tapada.
And then,
I'm sorry, I didn't know. But
okay, and that's good, because he's gonna, and then on the other side, there's just some items laying around the yard that need to be
tiene
cleaned
del otro
up.
lado lo que hay es cosas
Can you flip picture?
botadas en cualquier lugar de la fence. Mira,
No, the other way. One more, right there. And those are the blue
al lado de eso
pool
azul.
or whatever that is in the
Is-
side.
Que no puede estar-
Buckets and just other stuff laying in the yard.
Todo lo que tú ves en la yarda que esté tirado así no puede estar tirado así como que fuera.
Alright.
Okay, Your Honor.
Tell him, I'm probably gonna have to fine him because of what I see,
Porque lo que yo veo.
but if he moves it, he needs to call and the fines will stop.
Y las violaciones ya paran inmediatamente. O sea, tú remueves todo eso, llamas de aquí a la ciudad, dices ya removí todo esto, se van a inspecciones, te paran las violaciones inmediatamente.
And he needs to pressure clean special
Okay,
magistrate.
and the last thing is the sidewalk and driveway are dirty.
Es la acera y tu garaje, como tienen estineados de negro y aceite y todo eso,
Necesita
pasar el
limpiar.
para que eso quede limpio. Se ve así.
Okay? And call when anything is done. Llama.
Con cualquier cosa que ya hagas de estineado, llama para que puedan pararte las violaciones, si no se sigue acumulando.
So they can start knocking these things off.
Para que te puedan comenzar a eliminar las cosas.
Okay? And that way the fine will stay low.
Entonces ya la multa comienza a reducirte, si no te empieza a crecer más.
Okay. Una pregunta les
I have a question, Your Honor.
Sure.
Si yo pongo otra fence que no se vea de afuera para hacia adentro, ¿puedo tener el trailer ahí? ¿Dónde está?
So if I do put up a fence as a screen, so I could be able to keep my trailer and my motorcycle there, where is that right now?
Well, not where it's at, where it's gonna be, which is gonna be on the side of the house, not the back.
Puedes hacerlo siempre y cuando lo que tú tengas ahí tienes que mover al costado de la casa, no puede estar atrás de la casa. ¿Sí me entiendes? Tiene que estar parejo a la casa, no puede estar atrás de la casa. Okay.
It cannot go past the back of the house or the front of the
Atrás de la
house.
casa o la parte del frente de la casa. Tiene que mantenerse al costado de la casa. Si esta es tu casa, no puede estar acá, no puede estar acá, tiene que estar aquí.
Now, if he puts the trailer behind the RV, is it screened?
Not technically.
But
You
can
can
you
get
see
some of
it?
that lattice fencing or the bamboo fencing.
Some lattice or some bamboo at his fence would fix the problem.
Que protejan la visibilidad o hay bambú, hay algunas opciones que puedes utilizar para que no se vea,
Para que no se
que no sea
vea,
visible.
que no sea visible.
It's not to make it invisible, it's just to make it harder to see.
Es que no sea tan visible para que
If
no
he
se vea.
puts wood fence or something like that, he probably would need a permit. But if he
So I was
just
trying
uses
to get him,
screening
just trying
material,
to keep him on the
Right.
the
Trata de
fence.
hacerlo con algo que se ve como malla y eso te va a evitar sacar permisos para una defensa nueva. ¿Entiendes? Okay.
Okay. Thank
And
you so
spec-
much.
And we'll give him a card too, but special magistrate, just for your notes, 12-4C, which is the garbage can, is being removed from your agenda.
12-4C is the garbage can finding fact.
Hazlo inmediatamente para que te
Okay.
a trabajar.
Okay.
Esa es la tarjeta. Para que puedas llamar. Okay.
Okay. Gracias.
Anything else, Your Honor?
Nope,
he's
that's
not
wonderful. Thank you.
he has another case.
got
Oh,
another
he's
case.
got one more.
And,
Anyone-
and you didn't rule on this one yet. This one, it's been out of compliance for 13 days, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
All right, 325 plus continuing is granted, but he's going to call right after he fixes these.
$125 hasta que tú arregles estas cosas.
Pero si tengo que pagarla ahora.
Do I have to pay that today or
No. And tell him they cannot, if he owns the house, they can't even foreclose on it, but he just wants to keep the fine small.
But- And just tell him too, the fine is still running, so he needs to comply as quickly as he can.
Necesitas tú hacer estas cosas para que te quiten la multa.
Okay? Great.
And then he has a violation hearing on page
Okay.
5.
On page 5, 1 minute, we got one more. Tiene uno más. All right, page 5 is, okay, stucco on the house without a permit.
You wanna do a continuance? Okay, so if we could, special magistrate, if we could give, with regard to the restricted trailer, if we could just go ahead and give him a continuance so that there's no issue with what needs to be done to comply. We can give him a continuance to prior to the next hearing, and
Okay,
we'll
so
not start a fine running.
because of the difficulties with the language, they're going to give you a month to comply with no fine at this time.
Correct.
So we'll ask that he comply
by, what's the next meeting date?
by September 9th or appearance at the September 14th hearing, and maintain a $25 a day fine.
Got it, okay. All right, stick around 1 minute, he's gonna get the same deal on the next one.
Cuando lo haga, yo te llamo aquí para que yo también presente.
Go ahead.
All right, case number 22-975, read it
Code-
in, please.
Code section is 622-108.4. He stuccoed the house without a permit. I observed this violation on 5/31/22. Sent out notice of violation on 6/3/22. It was dated on 6/6/22. Sent out notice of hearing on 6/24/22. It was signed and not dated on 6/30/22. I'd like to enter the following document into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
All right, so you have a chewed-up green card on this one, so you have service. I just want to confirm something. All right, so he is the owner at this location. Good.
He has started the process for the permit,
Permit.
but he has not finished getting it yet.
Okay, so by starting the process, does he have it in, or does he need to do more
I
things?
believe it's in plan check, but I'm not sure what else he has to do because it's kind of sitting there.
It's in, but he has a resubmit task, so he has a correction.
Okay,
There was
so-
somebody in the office, a lady the other day, that was checking on it for him, so I think she may be helping him with it.
Okay, so tell him to get his permit.
Right.
Yeah, but there's a correction that needs to be done before they can issue it.
All right. Tú sacaste ahorita, o estás en el proceso de buscar un permiso. ¿Cuál es tu que te hicieron? Sí. Okay. Estás sentado ahorita en lo que se llama planeamiento. Okay. Que dice que necesitas una corrección. Si es que no haces esa corrección, no te van a dar ese documento, ese permiso para que puedas terminar este caso.
¿Qué corrección?
Tienes que llamar allá a alguien que te pueda ir llamando y te diga qué es lo que están buscando. Parece que hay algo en el informe que tuviste que dice que necesita una corrección. Y con esa corrección ya te dan el permiso. Corrección quiere decir que tiene alguna pregunta, algo que piensa que usaste.
Ok. Sí, yo voy a llamar a pasarlo.
Okay, Your Honor, I'll have somebody call for me on behalf and then.
Great.
I'll get that
So is
taken
this
care
the same time frame?
This is actually a little bit more time. It's compliance by September 29th or the
29,
October 12th fine assessment hearing, or $25 a day fine.
10, 12, 25. All right, he has more time to do the permit.
un poco más de tiempo para que pueda hacerlo el permiso.
As long as it's done by September 29th, he'll be fine. And tell him the pictures they took will probably help him with the permit, because it shows the lath.
Los permisos que yo tomaba fotos, viste cómo te enseñan las mallas de aquí y todo eso. Eso tú necesitas permiso para tu ahorita ya termina eso con el permiso.
That one there, yeah. Okay, because it shows what they did underneath. You don't want to have to scrape
Yeah.
it off.
I have other pictures as well of the lab.
Okay? You'll get 2 orders in the mail. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next, please.
Now we're back to
We gotta find that.
going actually forward to find mitigations, top of page 6, 21-495, 10236 Serenade Lane, Santiago de Jara. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. The bottom of page 5. 22-00. Oh, I didn't. They're here?
Mhm.
I didn't have that one. 22-0999-11917 Southern Boulevard, HIODT LLC.
Okay.
Tom? Yeah, sir. We'll switch. You come back and you'll be next. I'm sorry
Get
about
you
that, sir.
next. All right, so, gotcha. So the rest of them all fine mitigations?
Yes, sir.
They'll all be here.
I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Okay. Kind of remember this, they took out some palmettos and other plants because they had a homeless issue, basically.
Correct. And this one, the fine amount is $5,500.
Okay.
Your name for the record, sir?
Tom Evers, representing the owner of HIO LTT LLC.
Tom, how do you spell your last name?
Evers, Evers.
Okay, and standard question on these, why should the fine be reduced?
We got it done expeditiously. At the same time, even though it was wrong to take the plants out, we actually concluded that we were able to solve some other problems that were in the frontage of the road. So one problem got rid of another problem, which at the end of the day caused me a problem. But it was replaced with all new landscaping and back to compliance.
All right, so so do you have an amount that you think it should be reduced to because of your unpermitted removal?
No, I don't. I'm here to, on behalf of the owner, saying that we put everything back to the way it should have been, if not better.
So the owner doesn't have an amount in mind to offer or anything like
Well,
that?
when I was here at the last hearing, we talked about splitting it in half.
Okay, and what is the village's response to his proposal?
The
and/or
village
request?
is not objecting a reduction. We would be amenable to reducing it to pretty close to that, $2,507.94.
And what was it before, 55?
So it's a little less than half.
A little less than half is better than half. So 25, what?
2507.94 payable by September 12th.
September, August, this gives you a little over a month, is that?
We have an issue that because the village put a lien on the property for the violation, the banker that's financing the project needs it cleared. So I'm actually going to come in as soon as this gets recorded with a check to clear it.
All right, so 9/12 is not a problem. You're going to be in here with a check much sooner. I don't sign these orders normally until Monday. Sometimes I have them ready on Friday, but usually it's a Monday morning deal for me.
Okay.
And if you walk in here with a check and no order, they're just going to kick you out.
Right.
There's nothing to attach it to. So give them a call, make sure it's signed, and then you can come in.
Okay.
2507.94 by 9/12 is granted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, sir. Now back to the top of page 6, 21-495, 10236 Serenade Lane, Santiago D. Hara. Sorry.
Okay, you're up now.
You're
I'd
up.
like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, previous order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Okay,
Put it in my paper.
tell us who you are, sir. Your name?
Santiago Almeida, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, so what is the amount of the fine?
It's $7,450.
All right, why should the fine be reduced, sir?
Your Honor, the truth of the matter is, last time I was here in front of you, I was asked to put a permit on a stack of work that we were attempting to perform, and so I did. Truthfully, my grandfather at the same time was having problems in New Jersey, so my wife and I and the kid, we had to go to Jersey to take care of that matter. I left my brother in charge of the property because it wasn't something we were living in, and I told him to take care of the place for me till we get back. So by the time I got back, I found all these problems. I finalized the permit. I took care of the work. I just, quite honest with you, I don't know how to handle the situation because we cannot afford that.
All right,
Have problems with that.
here's my first problem. You gave me the Landon Fisher package for the
Yeah,
Santiago Jara case,
wonder why
which
I'm looking
makes
at
it kind
things
of
backwards
difficult.
here. I'm sorry about that. Here's the proper documents. I'm sorry. Exhibit 1, order requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit
Okay.
4, affidavit of compliance.
All right, so we have parking on the back lawn, sidewalk structure stain, work done without a permit. He's saying it happened during a small gap when he had family issues and his brother had less than stellar property management skills. Polite way to put it.
That's the truth.
All right, so what's the village's position?
We're not opposing reduction. I can give you our number. We'd be willing to reduce it to $2,379.22. Payable again by 9/12.
All right, they're saying $2,300. You're probably going.
Here's just, I know you guys
Just tell
have
me.
to
No,
collect
no,
some
just
money.
tell me.
It's understandable. I have some records, if you don't mind going through them, that's fine. I just got released from the hospital because I have to have a surgery done. So I'm gonna be out of work for like 4 months. And like I said, it's getting complicated on the bills for us, and we're doing the best we can, but it's getting really tight. If I tell you that I can pay that, I'll be lying to you. No, I do have, $1,000 that I can, go ahead and pay right away. That's not a problem, but I'm not gonna work after that. So if I make you an offer, it'll be foolish for myself.
1,000 by 9/12?
Yeah.
Granted.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for translating.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're
Thank
lucky
you for
I'm
translating.
a Jeep guy who doesn't hate Broncos. I got a 68, so,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you, sir. Next is 22-0345, 162 Granada Street, Beverly E. and Langdon M. Fisher.
Now you get to look at those ones again. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, previous order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Okay. What is the amount of the fine?
The amount of the fine is $525.
Oh, okay.
Your names for the record?
Langdon Fisher, Beverly Fisher.
Thank you.
All right, so you had your tree cut and the village said it was hat racked and you have somehow gotten out from under that. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
All
They
right,
got the
so
vegetation removal permit. Just
got the
took a
veg
little longer.
removal permit, they got everything they needed. They probably just didn't know they needed it in the first place. What's the bare minimum to release a fine?
Typically, it's $250 because we still have to there's additional legal costs
Okay,
to release it.
so the village will still have $250 in costs left if I reduce the fine to $250, which will make them kind of even, which will reduce your fine by a little bit more than half.
Okay.
Okay? So 250 by 912, just to be consistent with everybody else.
What was I charged for?
It was for being out of
The charge
compliance.
for?
What?
Was the charge for? What this charge is for?
The charges are for the recording fee by the clerk of the court and the money that they have to pay the attorney to do the release of the lien.
Oh, no, I mean.
He means
in
originally.
regards with the tree, what was it that?
Oh, the original amount
violation?
of the
Yeah.
fine was $525.
Yeah, I still don't. What was the violation that I did with the tree?
It was called hat racking. It's because you cut, or someone cut the branches of limbs that were too big to be cut in that manner.
Okay.
So once a branch gets over 3 inches, you're not supposed to cut it at the top. You're supposed to cut it at the base where it hits the trunk.
I
So
had,
you don't know.
no,
And-
I had a professional.
and now-
a professional did it.
Unfortunately,
So,
the professional probably didn't get a permit like they should have.
yeah.
So, unfortunately, don't do that again so you don't have the problem. Sometimes a tree just needs to be a tree. Okay, 250 by 912.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is 22-0319, 151 Cordoba Circle, Lou E. and Willie Bryant Sr.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence.
You're all
Exhibit-
You'll get an order in the mail,
Okay.
and once you get the order, you can come by with the check and pay it off.
Thank you.
Exhibit 1, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, previous order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
All right. All right, what's the amount of this fine?
$125.
Ooh.
Your name, sir?
Willie Bryant.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Bryan, why should the fine be reduced?
Say it again, sir.
Why should the fine be reduced?
Well, I wasn't aware of the fine when I came in. When the issue first, could I go from the beginning?
Well, see, they're going to yell about going from the beginning because going from the beginning meant you should have showed up for the violation hearing and the fine assessment hearing before you showed up here for the fine reduction hearing.
But see,
All I'm telling you right now is, I'm asking you why it should be reduced. You didn't know about it.
I didn't know about it.
And here's the problem. And you saw it with the people in front of you. The village is still going to end up with costs to do this.
But when I was told, the way I was told, that when I paid a fine for $75, the issue was resolved. So I was away out of town and on a track meet for my little girl, and then I get a call saying that I'm being charged for something that I didn't come to a hearing. But they told me I didn't have to come because I paid the $75. Matter of fact, I didn't know what I was paying the $75 for because I didn't open the permit. They said that some solar panel company opened it. I didn't give permission for that. So I paid the $75, and I thought that it was over with because the lady told me I didn't have to go no further with it.
That's interesting. Do we have any indication of his payment on anything?
Well, he did pay $75 to administratively close
The
the permit.
permit. Okay, so that $75 was to close the permit that was open. And I don't know what the permit was that was opened.
It was solar
It was
panels.
solar
Solar
panels.
panels.
We wouldn't oppose reduction. If you want to reduce this one, we're not going to oppose it. The difficulty is the price. We usually leave this to your discretion. The fine amount is tricky.
Yeah, the fine amount, you leave it to my discretion, but the only thing I can do is zero it to make it, because you got $250 in costs. And I try not to let you go in the hole for being nice to people, but in this situation, someone's going to get toasted.
We wouldn't be opposed if you reduce it by some amount. We'd prefer you don't reduce it to zero, but if you want to split the difference or something you think is
All right, well, he already
fair,
had 75 in this already, so I'll give him credit for that, so I'll reduce it down to $50
by 912.
by 912.
Okay, all right, I have no problem with that.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right, that's it?
Yes, sir.
So
You're all
you'll
set.
get
Thank
an
you, sir.
order in the mail, pay it before 912, or it goes back to the 125. It's kind of silly, but you just want to get it cleared.
Okay.
Okay, sir?
Yes. Father,
Right.
could I ask a question?
Sure.
I mean, not concerning my case. You're saying that if I cut a branch off my tree, I get fined for that?
It depends on what it is and how it's done. Do we have a hat racking tree case? No.
Not tonight, I don't think
Uh,
so.
I'd like to show you a picture. What happens is, all right, if you have a palm tree, like
Yeah.
I have palms and cypresses mainly, and I have one flowery tree that's more like a 25-foot tall bush, and it still doesn't matter because its branches are only this big around.
All right.
So if you have a palm tree and you trim fronds, no one cares. If you have a tree that's like an oak tree, and that's a typical, that kind of cottonwood or an olive or something like that,
All right.
some guys will come in and they will take out almost all of the limbs and they'll just leave them like cut off, and they'll be over 3 inches tall, and the whole tree will look like you can put coats on it, because the hat rack means it literally looks like it's a hat rack that old time people would keep by their front door. You take off your hat, you put it up.
This was a big, beautiful oak tree.
Mhm.
This was all that was left. So it looks like a hat rack. That's what they call it. Hat rack.
So if they decided, like the tree was unbalanced on one side and they cut it off at the trunk, there's no problem. But if they decide to cut all of the tree,
I see.
if they cut all the tree off
Mhm.
and they just make it like the picture Miss Hancock showed you, then that means it's hat rack. And a lot of those trees won't survive that kind of.
Oh, okay.
So you're supposed to pay a permit. Is it a no-fee permit? A no-fee permit, because they're just trying to check to make sure that there are other trees in your yard or that you'll replace it with something else. So that's the problem. So if you're cutting a tree and there's a bad branch and you cut it off at the trunk, that's not a hat racking. But if someone comes by and they like top the whole tree, it literally looks like a buzz cut. Like they just come over and take out the whole top of the tree. You know, some people have to turn around and hire an arborist, which is a tree person,
Yeah.
to tell you that the tree will live.
Oh.
Now, right now, if you hat racked a tree, we're having weird weather where we aren't getting our normal rainfall. I looked at the news the other day,
Yeah.
and we were supposed to have 7 inches of rain this month, and we had 1. So if you do that, you hat rack a tree, you're only getting 1 inch when you're supposed to get 7, that tree could die. And that's the problem.
Okay.
So,
I
okay.
got
Does that help?
Yes,
I'm
yes.
trying to explain these things.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Okay.
Go
All
on.
right, that ending our live portion of the program. Do we need a break? We're just jumping right into the rest of it because we could be home way before dark.
Yes. Back to page 1, fine assessment hearings. Case 22-0295, 577 Peppergrass Run, Nadia L. and Evans Mondelez.
We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, permit information. I'm Dina Foley, Code Officer for the Village of Royal Palm.
Someone signed your green card delivered. It's like, okay, that's better than COVID, I guess. Okay, so you have service. What do we have here for?
This one's been out of compliance for 12 days, so we're asking for a fine of $300 and continuing.
Hold on 1 second. Let's flip through. Permit case. Papers installed. Okay, side yard. Got it. 300 note and plus continuing.
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you. 22-0444-114 Segovia Court, Darylyn Lacagnina Trust Title Holder, and Darylyn Lacagnina Trustee.
The pile, thank you. Now it is warm in here, right? Good. I'm going to remove my jacket for this.
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, we would like to enter the following into evidence. Order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, so what do we have here? This is Lacanina.
Yes, sir.
Lacagnina. All right, so you have a signed COVID-19 green card, which equals service. We have the disabled vehicle over the sidewalk is the Volvo,
I don't know.
the gray one.
It's, well, a couple of them are disabled and they're not registered.
Okay, is it the white one or the gray one? Both of them?
The white one and the maroon van in front of the white one.
Okay. Volvos never die, I guess. That's the gray one. They don't go fast, but they never die. That's the trade-off. All right, D-World. So they had specialty tags that expired in 21. Yeah, okay. Okay, you have service. We are good. What do you want?
This one's been out for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you. 22-0447-10091 Patience Lane, Whitney E. Van Arsdale.
I'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, we do not have a signed or green COVID card. What do we do with that? I have the card back. It's just
You don't have a,
I don't have a signature. I don't have a COVID. I just have the card back.
then that's COVID. I
This
just
was
got that.
COVID. Yeah,
I
we don't get them
actually-
back. We would get them back returned to sender. That was delivered if we got it back.
Okay, so we are considering that a COVID signed card or a
Yes.
COVID allowed card under today's USPS.
Yes.
Okay, I will accept that.
And in this case, 06190A15 has complied, so your order will reflect that continues to comply.
Which is the one A15, the sidewalk or the plants?
The structure
Structure.
and sidewalk.
Structure and sidewalk are a finding of fact?
This is a fine assessment order, so it'll say continue to comply,
Okay.
but the
continue.
other is out of compliance, and it's been out for 13 days, so we're asking for 325 and continuing.
All right, so the 325 is really on the planting areas, just for fun.
Correct.
And the other one, they're continuing to comply. So they did the hard thing.
Is the D complied? Or just, sorry, is the D complied?
No, it goes with
It's-
06190D.
Oh, so that's both. Okay. I just want to make sure. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Irene Watson, next.
22-0451-143 Kingsway, Irene Watson.
We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Is this a finding of fact or is
No.
there a fine?
No, there's a fine. It was out of compliance for 11 days, so we're asking for $275 and not continuing.
All right, just let me go through the packet then. All right, sidewalk and structure, good, because the structure is more stained than the sidewalk. Okay, so 275, no continuing?
Correct.
Thank you.
Granted.
22-0476, 274 Ponce de Leon Street, Progress Residential, Borrower 5 LLC.
I'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, you have a signed green card, or at least a scribbled green card. So you have service.
Thank you.
This one again has been out for 13 days, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
Okay, let's make sure we got driveway sidewalk, yes, stained. Which is amazing, it's only like half the sidewalk, or half the driveway.
Yeah.
And I guess the side of the house is the garbage can being in view.
And they have a dog crate in the driveway.
Gotcha. Okay. So this is 325?
$325 and continuing, yes, sir.
Granted.
22-1199, 855 Azalea Drive, Leroy S. and Norma M. Gillespie.
This goes with this case, sorry. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation and permitting village abatement. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, public's work order.
Well, you have an affidavit of posting along with a signed green card, so you got double service on this.
Yeah, just got the green.
And we have abatement details. What are they telling me? So I need to put some money on this thing, but I have this.
That's where public works cut the grass, yes.
Okay, so this is just.
Yeah, we're asking for a fine assessment order tonight, which will reflect a fine of $286. That's $80 for the mowing and $206 for the administrative costs pursuant with your previous order.
Okay, so this is just confirmation that it was done.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe you. Granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. 22-1200 is being pulled. 22-0145, 102 Houston Court, TAH 2017-2 Borrower LLC.
Not in my pile, so somebody else's pile. I've got an Alfred Silence left.
Like
Oh, that was
Tanner.
pulled. Never mind.
The following documents into evidence. This is probably, give him that one. Previous order assessing fine, for previous order finding violation, sorry. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Well, the tall mail room does a good scribble. You have service. All right, disabled unused. I take it those are the things behind the things with the car covers on them.
Yeah, there's stuff up by the cars, up by the garage, in the yard.
Oh, they've
we're
got
not
play
worried-
stuff in the front.
Not worried about the toys, it's just all the other stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Sidewalk and driveway need pressure wash, disabled vehicles.
Yeah,
This one again's been out for 13 days, so $325 and continuing.
granted.
Thank you.
Yeah.
22-0272, 185 Rivera Avenue, Johann Joseph and Wenchel Doricent.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information. Exhibit 4, picture.
Ah, someone actually tried to sign a green card, so you have service.
This one again's been out for 13 days, so $325 and continuing.
Okay. Granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. 22-0658, 219 Bob White Road, Maria L. Woodson.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS 400 permit information.
Okay, and signatures are getting better. You have a signed green card.
This one again's, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
this is your buddies from the building department having fun with you again.
This is again's been out for 13 days, so $325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. 22-0662, 124 Granada Street, Betty Charisma and Frisnel Pierre. What did I say?
I guess the 162.
Oh,
That's what
sorry.
got me
I'm sorry.
confused.
Let me repeat it. This 22-0662, 124 Granada Street, Betty Charisma and Fresnel Pierre.
Like to enter the following documents as evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS4 under permit information.
I may
See, they don't even tell you what the permit was. They just said send it over. Oh,
That's for AC change out.
oh, okay. 325 plus continuing is granted.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good guess.
22-1101, 76 Sparrow Drive, Dana S. Davies.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation and permitting village abatement, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, public work order information.
All right, so you have service via posting. This is a $286
This is,
order.
another order assessing fine to get back our cost for mowing in the amount of $80 plus 206 admin for a total of $286.
Granted.
Thank you.
22-0129, 101 South State Road 7, Uriel Investments, LLC.
Loews. She's got a pile for me.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, permit information.
Okay, it's only 5 years late. What did they permit? Just for fun. Signed green card equals service, by the way.
What was the permit for?
Just curious. Oh, here we go. Fire alarm.
Fire alarm, yes.
Oh, there we go. See, fire alarms. Actual good things to send to code enforcement because they actually matter for health, safety, and welfare. Other than the you didn't get your house numbers up crap or whatever. All right, so this is 325 plus continuing?
No,
or
this complied on 8/6, so it's 125
125, no
and
continuing?
not continuing. Is that right?
No,
Oh,
it
I'm
had a
sorry.
compliance date of 8/5, so it's from 8/6 to 8/10, which is 5 days. So
Okay.
it's 125 and continuing.
Thank you. I wrote that down wrong. Thank you.
125 plus
Yep.
continuing. Okay, granted.
Thank you. Next to violation hearings, 22-0169, 773 Orchid Drive, Leah L. and Victor S. Sanchez Jr.
You just have to turn the car around, right?
I'm sorry.
They just have to turn the car around, correct?
All right.
Part 6.
The code section is 2316, parking in the swell in the wrong direction. I observed this on 2/1/22. The notice of violation was mailed out 2/2/22 and was posted. The notice of hearing was mailed out 5/25/22 and was signed for on 5/26/22. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Boy, they have a huge swale. Lucky them.
And they do.
More to mow. All right, so is this a finding of fact?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
22-0410, 792 Orchid Drive, Josephina and Daryl Foster.
Code section 622-105.5, permit 212382 is expired. This was written on 3/4/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail on 3/7/22 and was posted. The notice of hearing was mailed out 5/25/22 and also posted. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing and affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, permit information. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Dina must be scary. All right, you have service via posting on 2 occasions, and you have a finding of fact, which will be granted.
Thank you. 22-0646 is being pulled. 22-0650, 37 Danbury Court, Apartment D, Anthony C. Rubano.
622, excuse me, we would like to, the code section 622-105.5, permit 203239 is expired. This was written on, sorry, I don't have that, 4/18/22. Was mailed out on 6/29/22 and posted. that we would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing and affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, permit information. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
We are up to the third extension, but they keep paying them and they keep extending them. Something electrical. Oh, AC changeout. Got it. All right, so what is this one? Because did they comply by
It's finding of fact.
finding
Yeah,
of fact?
finding of fact.
They extended in time. Granted.
Thank you. 22-0711, 885 Azalea Drive, SWH 2017 1 borrower LP.
Code Section 06190A15, sidewalk is stained. I observed this on 4/20/22. The notice of violation was mailed out 4/25/22 and was posted. The notice of hearing was mailed out 6/16/22 and also posted. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing and affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Dina gets stuff done. This is like 3 in a row. Finding of fact. Granted.
Thank you. 22-0743, 11845 Balsam Drive, Juana M. Machado and Orlando Pease.
Code Section 06190A13 and 594, sidewalk and driveway are stained, fence and gate are in disrepair. I observed this on 4/23/22. The notice of violation was mailed out certified mail on 4/27/22 and was posted. The notice of hearing was mailed out certified mail on 6/10/22 and was also posted. I'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right. So sidewalks are clean and the bottom of the driveway is dirty. Pretty much. Kind of weird. Okay. Yeah, 6/9 it almost looked good except for the bottom, and then by 8/9 it looked bad pretty much everywhere. 325 plus continuing.
No, this is violation, so we're asking for compliance by 9/29 for the 10/12 fine assessment hearing or $25 day fine.
9/29, 10/12, 25 granted.
Thank you. 22-0915, 119 Spanish Pine Terrace, Jamie A. Molina.
Code Section 06190A13 and 5, 14-4A, sidewalk and driveway are stained, disabled vehicles. I observed this on 5/19/22. The notice of violation was mailed out certified mail on 5/23/22 and was signed for on 6/3/22. The notice of hearing was mailed out certified mail on 7/8/22 and was signed for on 7/20/22. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
So there are 2 cars?
I'm sorry?
There are 2 cars in this?
Yes.
Well, you know, if you're going to be in for, a little bit, you might as well go for it all. So what's the red one? There's one minivan, the Honda.
I thought I had another picture showing the whole thing.
I'm just sort of curious. Is this another minivan? Kind of looks like a license plate.
No, it's just a little car.
Okay.
This one, again, we're asking for compliance by 9/29 or the 10/12 fine assessment hearing or $25 day fine.
Granted.
Thank you. 22-0932, 122 Santiago Street, Maria Ruiz.
Code Section 14-2, 06190D, 15-132, miscellaneous items and planting areas are overgrown. I observed this on 5/19/22. The notice of violation was mailed out certified mail on 5/23/22 and was signed for on 5/25/22. The notice of hearing was mailed out 6/7/22 certified mail and was signed for on 6/11/22. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
So maybe Margaret or I could use the bed liner stacked up against the wall there.
I didn't hear you.
We got trucks.
Okay.
We got trucks. You know, bed liners are good for trucks. I don't think you ladies have trucks, do you?
No.
She's a SUV-er. You are another smaller SUV-er. I'm not sure what Linda drives. I know she has a truck. She had a bigger one. Now she got a smaller one. I'm a guy. I pay attention to what you drive. It's the thing. You pay attention to what you wear. I don't.
Oh, okay.
All right, you have a signed green card. What would you like?
So this one, we're asking for compliance by September 1st or the 9/14 fine assessment hearing or $25 day fine.
9-1, 9-14-25. Thank you for varying these. They get boring if they're all the same.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
22-0961, 123 Ponce de Leon Street, SFR 2012-1, Florida LLC.
Code Section 06, 190A1, 3 and 5, 9-4, 12-4C, and 14-2. The garage door, sidewalk, and driveway are stained, gate is in disrepair, garbage can in public view, and miscellaneous items. I observed this on 5/25/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail on 5/25/22 and was signed for on 5/28/22. The notice of hearing was sent out certified mail 6/10/22 and was signed for on 6/16/22. We'd like to enter the following into evidence: Exhibit 1, notice of violation; Exhibit 2, notice of hearing; Exhibit 3, verification of ownership; and Exhibit 4, pictures.
Okay. Sidewalks, driveways. Got it. Yeah, whatever builder decided it was really cool to put like open beams over your door and leave them that way, someone should have shot him. You have a signed green card, you have service, what would you like?
Compliance by 9-1 or the 9-14 fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
22-0988 is being pulled. Right.
Cool.
Yeah. 22-1070, 122 Nottingham Road, DZZ Cabello and Brandy Van Den Werner.
Code Section 622105.5, permit 200432 is expired. This was written on 6/15/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail on 6/16/22 and was signed for on 6/22/22. The notice of hearing was mailed out 6/29/22 and was signed for on 7/1/22. We would like to enter the following into evidence: Exhibit 1, notice of violation; Exhibit 2, notice of hearing; Exhibit 3, verification of ownership; and Exhibit 4, permit information.
All right, so just tell me there's a play structure there somewhere.
It's the playground.
I really don't see it. Well, just tell me there's one there.
Yeah, he's just asking you to tell him that there's something there that needs to be permitted that's not. You have the permit information?
Yeah, I didn't give it to you.
No, I'm just trying to say, is there a play structure in these pictures, or can you just tell me that
There's
you
no-
saw
I
one?
don't
There's no
have a
pictures.
picture. It's an expired
permit thing?
permit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we want to do with this?
Compliance by 9/29 or the 10/12 fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
22-1313, 104 Royal Pine Circle North, James and Samantha Salidi.
Code Section 94-1557-06-190H, fence in disrepair, grass and weeds exceeds height allowed, storm shutters are closed. I observed this on 7/23/22. The notice of violation and the notice of hearing were mailed out together 7/27/22, and I have actual service. We would like to enter the following into evidence: Exhibit 1, notice of violation; notice of hearing; Exhibit 2, verification of ownership; and Exhibit 3, pictures.
I don't have those.
You don't have the photos?
I don't have the
Yep.
packet.
You don't have the packet.
The packets I have stopped at the Daisy Carbello and Brandy Van Den Werner.
You don't have the packet?
This is the last one I have, and then,
Those are the copies, but I don't have the photos with it.
oh well, you can tell me about them.
Okay.
They're on this. Are they on your screen?
Oh,
The back
Yeah.
fence, he just has a little section to finish. I spoke with him.
oh, that's part of the other, sort of clumped in together. I've never seen that picture.
Is that your last one? So maybe I must have stuck to the last one.
I think it might have been stuck to the last one. This is Stiletti, yes, it was. It was
Oh.
stuck. I was looking through the pictures going, where's the play structure? And I'm looking
Oh,
at
that's
these.
why you were asking about that. That makes
Because
sense.
this was
Yeah.
clipped through that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now we're good. All right, so you have service via posting. Got it, that. Okay. What do we want?
No, I didn't post this one. I
Oh,
have
you have actual service.
actual
You talked to
service.
them on.
This one,
Okay.
just for your records, 15-57, which is the grass and weed height allowed, is finding a fact.
Okay.
And then the other code sections we're asking for compliance by 9/29 or the 10/12 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
9/29, 10/12, 25 is granted except for the 1557 provision, which will be a finding of fact.
Thank you. 22-0664, 2653 Windwood Way, Joan Morseman.
Here's Stiletti. All right, so we got, okay, it's Margaret's turn. Got it.
Code section is 622-108.4. Permit 212669 has expired. This was brought to my attention on 4/18/22. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 4/20/22. It was delivered on 4/27/22. Sent out notice of hearing on 6/16/22 and posted that to the property. Like to notice following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Affidavit of service, Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service, Exhibit 3, verification ownership, Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
All right, you have service via posting on a couple of, well, on both the notice of violation and the notice of hearings. And somebody changed out something and they didn't finish it out, so what do you want to do with them?
We're asking for compliance by 9/29 or the 10/12 fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
22-0665-2653 Windwood Way, Joan Morseman.
Code section 622-105.5, permit 212706 has expired. This was brought to my attention on 4/18/22. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 4/20/22. Posted that onto the property. I'd like to, Exhibit 2, and then, I'm almost done. Sent out notice of hearing on 6/16/22 and posted that to the property. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
See, that's what happens when you make it two cases. See, you stumble over number 2.
And I got cough drop and my glasses are fogging up and
You need some water.
yeah.
All right, 9/29, 10/12/25 to be consistent with the other one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
22-0797 210 Cordova Circle, Christopher Leosis.
Code sections 2657 and 124C. Gazebo / canopy without a permit, garbage can in public view. I observed this violation on 5/6/22. Sent out notice of hearing on 5/13/22. It was signed for on 5/23/22. Sent out notice of hearing on 6/24/22. It was returned to me on 7/6/22. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
So the AS400 has a 5/3/22 type PS. What is that?
Solar.
Okay.
You can barely see the
No, I'm just like,
canopy above the fence.
okay.
It's about yay big. One of those metal.
See, they don't put any signs up at Home Depot, or not Home Depot, at Costco that says, please permit this structure. That's where you see these usually. All right, so you have service via signed green cards, so what would you like?
Compliance by 9/29 or the 10/12 fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
22-0940 248 Sandpiper Avenue, Deborah Pace.
Code section is 622-105.5. Permit 192857 has expired. This was brought to my attention on 5/23/22. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 5/23/22. It was picked up on 6/14/22. Sent out notice of hearing on 6/27/22. And the owner came into the office on 7/5/22. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
So you have a USPS track and confirm along with actual service to the owner who came in from Wellington all the way down here to Royal Palm. All right, she's packing up a lung over here.
We're again asking for compliance by 9/29 or 10/12 or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you. 22-0990 180 Bilbao Street, FKH SFR Propco B HLD-LP.
Because they're running out of names.
Yes.
Because they don't want their fines to spread to their other properties, so they have to make up new names for each one of these.
Need a drink.
We have to get some water for a second. Now this is when I'm like going into the store, I've been perfectly fine the whole day, and I start coughing behind my mask going, hey, are they going to think I have COVID? Because anytime you hear anyone cough now, it's like, it's not the flu anymore. It's
We'll
not,
look
do
at
you
you,
have a
yeah.
cold? So, allergies. People have allergies? No, they all have COVID.
Sorry about that.
It's
Code
all
section.
good. It's your one last case. You can get through it. Oh, actually, we have two.
Code section is 14.4 and 9.8. Disabled unused vehicle, hedges in the front of the home exceed allowable height of 4 feet. I observed this violation on 6/22/22. Sent out notice of violation certified mail on 6/23/22. It was signed for on 6/7/22. Sent out notice of hearing on 7/1/22. That was signed for on 7/7/22. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
Okay, so you have service via signed green card.
This one, again, we're asking for compliance by 9/29 or the 10/12 fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
In the small world category, my sister-in-law rented that house for a while. I was probably the last one who trimmed those bushes. I was standing up on the top of my F-150 bed with a gas-powered trimmer, knocking them down so they'd stay out of trouble, and they moved away and they were out of trouble.
They're very high again.
And now they're not. So, yeah, I know that house well.
You could go by for old time's sake. and
Well,
trim 'em.
I caught fish in the backyard. I know this place. The neighbors have a trampoline and a barky dog. All right, 9/29, 10/12.
Yes, sir, $25 a day fine. 22-1007, 143 Granada Street, Progress Residential Borrower 5 LLC.
Code section is 12.4C, garbage can in public view. I observed this violation on 6/7/22. Sent out notice of violation certified mail on 6/10/22. It was signed for on 6/13/22. Sent out notice of hearing certified mail on 7/6/22. That was signed for on 7/11/22. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, picture.
Can you imagine how hot it is in Arizona right now? I mean, that's where the guys are signing the green card that you get for service. I probably would
And
guess
he's
about
come put his
110,
garbage can away.
115.
Yeah. Again, this one we're asking for compliance by 9/29 or 10/12 or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. 22-1033 is being pulled.
Good.
Final one is a health safety hearing, 22-1353, 104 Royal Pine Circle North, James and Samantha Salidi.
Oh, they were one of my earliers.
Oh, okay.
We're
Sorry.
pulling that one because we had the other case that was stuck to the other case.
Yes,
Okay,
we're
so
pulling
I
that
don't need
one.
to sign anything other than the minutes. Please let the record reflect that I am signing the minutes for the July 13th hearing, which is so much longer than this one. Is there anything else to be brought before the Code Enforcement Board of the Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida?
No, sir.
Cool. And then according to Verizon, it's 6:34 and we're done. We're setting a record. Hunter can go home.